made special by the host of Hockey Day in Canada, Ron MacLean, bringing you all the great hockey stories from across Canada. And Ron joins us now from about 10 or 15 minutes away from where I grew up. He's in Scarborough. Ron, thanks for joining us from the borough of Scars.
You know what? I'm just going to say, Corey, you're operating. Sorry, Tim, but the jib's got to stay higher. Somebody just about clipped that camera. So,
we don't want anyone getting hurt.
I've seen that reporter get hit by a vehicle on your show. We just about had a moment there. We had that happen in Winkler, not to make light of any of these things, but when we were in Winkler, Kelly, Rudy, and I were on the ice, and a jib came sweeping through the darkness, right? You can't tell.
Right.
So you got to look. That guy right there can really fly. So
stay safe. Safety first.
Great stage. Yes, right. It's a great stage. And you know, it's funny. I don't have it now. I'll show Carol and Cameron. But a stick mic, a real stick mic. It's a microphone on one end of the blade and the transmitter on the butt end of the stick, and that'll be the device to keep 6 feet and social distancing throughout our day tomorrow. Anyway, it's your haunts, awesome. Tim, this area that we're in, and it's going to be a great stage for the show.
My wife teaches down the road. My son plays baseball for the Scarborough Stingers. Shout out Nielsen Park. Shout out Malvern. What's hit you so far about Scarborough?
Well, Anthony Stewart's obviously the Commodore of our telecast tomorrow, and they stepped in. You know, we were supposed to be an Owen Sound, and they are gracious hosts and had done so much groundwork to get set for this year's Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada. And when we lost that in December due to the lockdown, Scarborough stepped up, and Anthony was a huge part of it. He and Shantae, they run a great initiative called Hockey Equality, but he also is with the Red Wings program. He's a great teacher. Like, we're really blessed on Hockey Night in Canada to have Jen, who along with her husband Adrian Lamonaco teaches. Kevin Bieksa has an academy in Anaheim, but Anthony knows everybody who's anybody in Scarborough hockey. It's just truly been unbelievable. He introduced me to Kirk Brooks. He's obviously dear friends of Wayne Simmons, and Michael Bunting's from Scarborough. Anson Carter's going to join us on the broadcast at one point tomorrow. He has set us up with everybody and anybody, and that's what strikes me first. And I hope one day when we return to normal, all I know is he always talks about this place called Captain Jack's. Do you know it?
Yeah, you'd have some fun there. It feels like the new school Dr. John's, but yeah, I think you'd have some fun there when we're in real time. And there's a few tastes of Scarborough that, without a doubt, you drive along Lawrence, and we just saw McGregor Park and the basketball hoop that has Scarborough underneath. My son used to have 7 a.m. practices at McGregor Park where it was freezing. All these things just rushing back memories. I already shouted out Malvern. So as you're standing there and you're soaking this all in, and we've made this right turn to go to Scarborough, and it's somewhere where people are proud to be from. And I think that's kind of cool these days, especially when it's a part of, you know, a pretty popular city like Toronto.
Well, it's almost like P.K. Subban's father, Carl, said, I became a Canadian citizen twice. Once when I got the citizenship, and once when I fell in love with hockey. And I think in the case of Scarborough, as you know, Tim, 73% would identify as the visible minority, and over 50% of Scarborough, they are from outside Canada, born outside Canada. So this is a treasure trove, a cauldron of people coming together, and as we say, you know, don't try to erase differences, embrace those differences, and do great things. And the Weekends from here, and Mike Myers, Jim Carrey, the Bare Naked Ladies, Deborah Cox, I could go on and on about great artists in the show business, and obviously the hockey legacy. For me, I think back to Rick Tocchet single-handedly almost turning the '87 Canada Cup. Great Scarborough hockey player. And Joel Ward will be part of the broadcast tomorrow, and a lot of the NHLers will take a little pride in their hometowns and show us the rink where it all began. And as you just said, Scarborough is, for your children, an arena like that.
Yeah, without a doubt. And there's that, you know, you say Rick Tocchet and everyone knows of Wayne Simmons. There's this blue-collar attitude that comes from Scarborough. I always, when Bieksa would talk to me about Hamilton, and I worked in Hamilton with the Tiger Cats, I always saw kind of the similarities between Scarborough and Hamilton, where people respected the person who brought the lunch bucket every day, played hard, and did it honestly. And I think, like, you know, Wayne Simmons, Rick Tocchet, all those guys, they all kind of sort of personify what it is to be from Scarborough.
Well, and back to the idea of diversity in the community, you know, the greatest courage in the world is the courage to leave what you knew behind and come and start a new life. And some people were thrown into Canada, but they were given an opportunity. And I think Scarborough, that's maybe where the love comes from. It represents so much of that great opportunity. Like, you know, Mike Marzin, you know that name. He was the second black player to play in the NHL, and the first black family in Scarborough. And Mike's an incredible story, you know, to get to the NHL 13 years after Willie O'Ree did, to play together with Bill Riley in the NHL, and then after that to forge a career in martial arts where he was a black belt and would teach players like Rick Nash. So there's lots of heroes, and there's just lots of pride in the gift that Scarborough became for so many newcomers.
Okay, so take me into Hockey Day in Canada, because I've never been a part of one, and the people at home, if you can pull the curtain back, I mean, it's a pretty long day, Ron.
Well, it is, but you're talking hockey. You know, I always go, Tim, by when I do the Stanley Cup, it can be 63 days, 65 days long. But compared to the 16 days of an Olympics, it's a breeze, because it's kind of in our DNA to be a rink rat and yak hockey for several hours on end. And tomorrow, I just can't wait. You know, Vicky Sunahara's from here. She'll come by, and Natalie Spooner's from here, and she's on her way to Beijing. And I just can't wait to see the joy in those guests repping home. Vicky's got 15 gold medals for Team Canada, 2 Olympic championships. Anthony's, of course, got a gold medal on one of the greatest junior teams ever assembled. So just that pride that will make 10 hours feel like it's not. In fact, I can remember, though, one quick story. Yep. The first one we ever did was 22 years ago in Toronto, and Howie Meeker was one of my first guests from Parksville on Vancouver Island. He says, "Ron, look at your hockey stick." And I said, "What do you mean? What about my hockey stick?" He says, "Hold it next to your nose." So I did this. He said, "It goes to your nose. You cannot play hockey with a stick that goes to your nose." And this was the start of a 13-hour show. And I thought, oh boy, this is going to be a long day. That's the only time, though. Bless your heart, Howie, for the tip.
I will say right now, Tim Micallef would make you cut that stick down without a doubt.
There you go.
And every kid in the neighborhood and every parent who has a kid in the neighborhood knows that stick is too long because Tim Micallef said so.
Tis. Well, I'm trying to figure out Zegers'. Have you? I don't know if anybody's looked at that length of his stick, but you know, when he does that Michigan, I kind of felt like as I watched the game last night, his stick was a little bit on the short side, which is great. But then I look at Marty St. Louis, one of my heroes, who had that long shaft on his stick, and he could dipsy doodle and get the shot off. So I'm going to pretend I'm Marty St. Louis if I'm not Zegers.
Do you get to watch the games when you're doing all this? Like, are you like, I mean, you're on your skates the whole day, you're interviewing people, and everyone's coming through. Do you get to watch any of the games?
Well, a little bit, but who's kidding who? It'll be more a meet and greet. There's no doubt about it. We have to be very careful, safety first. But there'll be lots of visiting, and I look forward to that. That's the whole concept. But I will say, you know, just that of the games that we have tomorrow, obviously 5 games, and we have the 3 American teams as part of it to help us get it all together. There's 106 Canadians. You know which game has the most Canadians in it? It's Montreal-Edmonton, and they just added Evander, so there's another. So that's little things like that. Well, and it's funny, you think of Toronto, 9 Canadian-born players on the Maple Leafs, and I think most people get the 2 from BC, or Kerfoot and Riley, who grew up playing hockey together, 6 from Ontario, and the one outlier is the Albertan. But I don't think most would get it's William Nylander, and of course that's another story unto itself. So many sons of NHL players who are playing, and he was born when his dad was a Flame. Okay, so we had Dwayne DiRosario on the show, great Canadian soccer player, also from Scarborough, and he told me that I've got to teach you some Scarborough slang. But before we get to the Scarborough slang, I got to ask you, of all, like 22, I know that it's a little different because of COVID this year, and you do have to be safe, and we understand that. But when you think back of what Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada means to you, and why you do those really long days every year, and everyone behind the scenes puts in so much work getting it ready. What is it that sticks out to you that makes it special? Well, it's certainly not about me. It's about a memory I have, Tim, of being stationed in the Yukon. By the way, I should mention that Jake Clemens of the E Street Band, obviously when Clarence died in 2011, Bruce Springsteen had Clarence's nephew, Jake, come in to be the new second-in-command for the band, and he's an incredible instrumentalist. His musical play all through the show, but his father is in the Marine Corps. He's gone now, but his dad was in the Marine Corps. He lived all over the world, and my dad was military, you know that. And we were in Whitehorse, stationed at Whitehorse, and Bobby Hull came up. And Bobby Hull spent all that time with the children and signed autographs and posed for photographs. And he made the NHL for me a firsthand experience. And that's what will happen tomorrow. There'll be lots of people connected with the big show, the dream, here on this little Shangri-La of ice in Scarborough. That's what stands out.
Awesome. All right, Ron, since I have some local knowledge, I figured I might weigh in here. What I love about growing up in the neighborhood was all the different flavors that you mentioned coming together and then presenting kind of a unified persona. Everyone coming from different places, but yet still representing. I think that everyone who's from Scarborough is proud of being from Scarborough, and that to me is represented in Scarborough slang, which is, I believe, to be the start of the Toronto man's trend. So seeing as I've been linked as Scarborough man's from time, let me help you out and teach you some of my favorite Scarb slang. Are you good with this?
I'm listening.
Okay, so I'm going to give you one that I love the most that you can use in a bunch of different ways. It's called waist ute. Like my cousin Vinny, the two utes, but instead we're going waist ute. Like you stay away from the waist ute while you're there. It's kind of useless waste youth. You got it?
Ah, yes, right. It's youth is wasted on the young. That kind of an idea.
That is exactly what it is. So can you say it with me? Waste ute?
Waste ute.
Right. You never want to link up with the waste ute.
Hey!
Yeah. Careful.
You over there that looks like McDavid. Waste ute. No, that's not it?
Yeah. You'd rather link up with the mandem. So if you use it in a sentence like,
mandem.
Come through my ute and link up with a mandem, and there will be bear tings. Bear tings. You don't worry about the rest of that. We might be going a little too far, but waste you can use in a sentence.
Yes. Please, Tim. I get into enough hot water. As you know, they say the best way to keep a kid out of hot water is to put him on ice, but I'm going to have to.
I would never lead you astray. I would never lead you astray, Mr. MacLean. I would never. Thank you for doing this. We always appreciate it. And have fun in Scarborough.
I will get you. I'll get you a red stripe and a roti from Captain Jack's if Anthony can help me out with that. Yeah, pleasure, Tim. Thanks, Jess. See you guys soon.